Hi, I'm Julie Zeglin, the editor of Generosity.org, a social impact news site here in Philadelphia. This is Around the Corner, our Philly Cam show, in which I interview local social impact leaders about their work in the city. And today I have with me Keir Bradford-Grey, who is the Chief Defender of the Defender Association. So,
hello.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and so we had Kurt Watkins from the Defender Association on the show last month, but for those who didn't get a chance to see, can you explain what the association does?
Yeah, so the Defender Association, really our original mandate is to provide legal defense to those who cannot afford a lawyer, who are charged with under the criminal statute. But we've expanded over the years, and we also provide representation to children in our child welfare system who have been deemed to be abused and neglected. We've added some pillars to our structure. We've added a policy division. We've added a community outreach division. And of course, we've ramped up our social services, which you interviewed our chief of adult social services, who is he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and so something that I got to hear from Kurt last month is how much outreach is happening in the department. It sounds like there is an awareness at the Defender Association that the people who are coming through your doors aren't just struggling with legal issues, they're also struggling with things like housing, safety, and so that's the purpose of his department, is to help the people who need help with that.
And it's a little bit more than that. In this era of criminal justice reform, I think we need to put a little bit more humanizing information to the forefront so that whether it be a decision for bail, whether it be a decision for negotiations for a plea, whether it be a decision for sentencing, you have information that's useful to the decision maker that says, okay, this is who this person is, and here's what their opportunity for rehabilitation will be. And the only way that that can happen is if we have adult social services working up an understanding of a person's social needs as well as their legal needs.
Gotcha, great. And so something that's coming up for the Defender Association is the push for participatory defense.
Yes.
Can you explain what that is?
I get so excited when I talk about participatory defense. I first learned of the initiative in 2012, and it started in Silicon Valley by a group called Debug, and it was Debug the System. And so what they were doing is they were providing information or help to people that had legal problems, but they did not realize that most of the people they came in contact with were represented by the public defender. So once they started understanding that the people that they were trying to help were represented by the public defender, who was under-resourced to provide the types of information that they were giving them, they started saying, hey, why don't we team up with the public defender so that we can get the most just outcomes out of each hearing, whatever that may be. And we will now do some of the legwork from the community to provide information that would not ordinarily be in the purview of an assistant public defender. I loved hearing that. It was music to my ears, and I said, okay, I want to bring this to this region. And so we had a kickoff event in Norristown in 2015. And from that, we developed a partnership with a community organization, and they started providing that social help that we needed. So for instance, they would go and they would set up weekly meetings where family members who had loved ones in the system would come, and they would talk through the process with them. So they would know what each hearing meant and how to maximize the opportunities of each hearing. So if it was a bail hearing, people needed to know what types of information you needed to bring your public defender. All information of work history, people that you care for, any personalized information that we wouldn't necessarily know because our system's so overburdened. It's hard to really get to the root of everyone who comes through there. And they really made a huge difference in the types of information that we got and received and the types of advocacy that we were able to deliver at each of those hearings. So on an individual case-by-case outcome, those outcomes were much more robust. And that's what you want to see out of our justice system, not just looking at someone as a process number, but looking at them as an individual. And the only way we can do that is by connecting with the untapped resources of the community.
Sure. Yeah, and so that was in Montgomery County that started in this region, and so now Philadelphia. What does it look like for the city?
Well, I hope it looks the same as in Montgomery County. It's still going on strong in Montgomery County. It's been 3 years now, and they're doing some excellent work, and they're really expert. They sound like legal experts now. I'm excited for Philadelphia. I think we have a lot of passionate organizers and people that really want to do something to help with the mass incarceration and help to provide better outcomes. But this is their avenue to do so. And so I think that there's such a thirst here in Philadelphia, and I'm excited to tap into it and receive better outcomes for our clients.
Yeah, that's great. And so what are some of the community organizations that could get involved in this work once it kicks off? Yeah.
Well, we want any and everyone. So I would hope the mayor's reentry think tank would be involved. You know, Mothers in Charge, Frontline Dads, to name a few. I don't want to rattle off too many names because I don't want to say all of them because I can't remember and I'll leave someone out. But anyone who's interested in making a difference, and we hope that people who have been impacted by the system would come out and do this because they really understand what it means to go through this and what it means to go through this with a public defender, and it would give us an understanding of how they felt by you know, using our services and what we could do better.
I'm excited to talk about this because the issue of reentry has been so prevalent throughout Philadelphia's recent history, but especially in the journalism community. Generosity was a part of the Reentry Project, which is a collaborative for newsrooms focusing on the topic and their reporting. And through that, I've gotten to learn about so many different organizations thinking about this issue. So it's great to hear that the Defender Association is also very concerned about the outcomes as well.
Yes.
And so if somebody in the public or an organization is interested in getting involved, learning more, how can they do so?
Well, we're going to have our kickoff event on November 30th at Community College of Philadelphia. I can send a flyer. It's going to start at 5:30, and we're going to bring the original creators of this initiative in, and they're going to explain what it is and what they do, and they're going to work individually with organizations so that we can maximize these opportunities.
Great. And then if somebody misses the event, any follow-up they can?
Oh, they can always contact the Defender Association, our website, and I'll have to get you our
we'll
website
have the URL
information.
there, yeah.
But yeah, we're on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that.
Great.
Just contact us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.